Hello all, welcome to Hockey on Tap podcast. This is episode 68. I'm your host, Bill Dean, and of course here with my two co-hosts, Little Steve and Schwim. We are brought to you by Primetime Radio, courtesy of Sam Wu, and you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Apple and Google Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Please leave us a 5-star review if you would be so kind. Boys, what are we drinking?
I'll get you, Gadget.
You get me, Gadget?
You can't even tell if there's something over here that I'm stroking.
I see it. There's a cat. I guess. Just stroking stuff on podcasts. That's okay. Yeah. By the way, I think I went a little too quickly on the steps producing. I jumped the gun on a bunch, so the music ended.
I believe you did
quickly.
too.
But yeah, still, Barnida, very good band. I still hate the lead singer, but I enjoy their stuff. Yeah, all right. So what are we drinking?
Schwim, go. I'm
going first.
Sure, I'm trying to figure this out.
I'm drinking from our good friend Shorts Guy, another Kate May. Yes, the newest.
I was to say we will have Shorts Guy back soon. So for all those people that are really wanting to see him,
everybody's jonesing for Shorts Guy.
I know I am.
Yep, they are.
I know. Damn it, Steven. I was going to say that.
Said it first.
Anywho, Boardwalk Series, the newest one is Sticky Bun. Imperial Brown Ale with maple and cinnamon, and it smells fantastic.
It's cinnamon.
And
it is exactly cinnamon.
The cinnamon is very overpowering.
It's potent. Yeah, it's potent. I had it yesterday.
I'm going to go ahead.
I'm
going to go ahead and guess that Dean's also drinking a beer with lactose in it.
No, not actually. Well, suck it, Steve.
It's World Vegan Day. And Schwim decides on a beer with lactose.
I went.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that. Beer. You should have let me know.
What is that? Oh, is that a
Velvet
Founders?
Rush?
Nice.
And it is vegan.
Okay. What the heck is in
Rush.
it?
So inside Velvet Rush is Imperial Brown Ale brewed with coffee, chocolate, but it's not milk chocolate. It's cocoa.
Yeah, it's cocoa. Yeah.
Vanilla extract and milk. God damn it!
Wow. You blew it.
I thought it said sugar before, and it says milk sugar aged in bourbon barrels.
My goodness.
It was World Vegan Day, and you still.
Oh my god! I really thought I read that thing really quickly, and I was like, "Oh, good, it is vegan." Nope.
Wow.
I expect nothing less from either of you two, so there's nothing to worry about.
Expect anything? Yeah.
Nothing to worry about. I don't know if I know I've had plenty of Toppling Goliath. I don't know if I actually had Pseudo Sue on the podcast, but I am drinking Pseudo Sue, which is like one of Toppling Goliath's, I guess, standard beers you see on the shelves. I don't know what this means. It says Brewing Up History with Field Museum. I kind of want to know what that means. I'll look into that.
Okay.
Brewing Up History with Field Museum. No idea. I wonder if it has anything to do with all the dinosaurs they use.
That'd be pretty cool.
But, yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, so I'm drinking Velvet Rush, which is not obviously vegan, but it's aged in bourbon barrels, so I'm sure it's.
It was a good try. I guess
that helps.
I can't believe I did that because I read through it real quickly. I was like, oh, cool, it's vegan, and I knew it was a vegan day because I love my buddy and I want to make sure that I try to do everything I can to better it. But
well done.
Not.
Well done.
I should also take out the fact that I had a large steak today for dinner. So, great job by me.
Batting 1,000.
Yeah, you're really looking out for
Steve. Oh, that is coffee. Ugh, gross.
Coffee.
Sometimes beers are like too much coffee. That's too much coffee. Ugh. I gotta get that taste out of my mouth.
No, you gotta finish it.
So, yeah, that's pretty bad though. Ugh. Let's get to what's on tap for today's episode. Here's our weekly snapshot. Esteban did not want to come on the podcast because of the title, Foxy Monday. Adam Fox signing
I was protesting.
You convinced him. Adam Fox signing a monster 7-year deal with the New York Rangers. It is for $66.5 million, I believe it was. Now my phone won't work.
9.5 a year.
Yeah, 9.5 a year. And Schwim was looking at the names because they had it on NHL Network, right? So Schwim, I think you guys in the same pay class were Charlie McAvoy and who?
Same. Charlie McAvoy was the same exact amount, 9.5, and Werenski was 9.58, I think, or something like that. Just barely a tick above.
Just the fact that he makes less than Werenski, he makes less than Seth Jones, he makes less than a lot of these guys. It makes me a very happy man. I know it's $9.5 million. I know it's it's a lot of money especially for a defenseman, but someone that's continually putting up points. I believe he is still tied for the lead in points for a defenseman. He might actually be in the lead solely. NHL stats. I should have pulled this up earlier. But yeah, so a very good defenseman. Obviously, wins the Norris last year. He's continuing his play this year. He's been fantastic. He scored he had a beautiful setup to Kreider in the last game, and then the game before that, he had the game-winning goal, I believe. Let's see here. For a defenseman, Shattenkirk actually has 10 points in 10 games. He leads the league.
That's crazy.
And then number 2, Roman Josi with 9 points, as well as Ekblad, Tony D at 9 points as well, and Adam Fox at 9 points, 2 goals, 7 assists.
Tony DeAngelo's kind of quietly producing.
Yep.
I thought I saw a headline about this being like the largest contract for a defenseman in the history of defensemen. That's what I swear I saw a headline saying that.
Well,
and I was like, I was curious about
get like almost 100.
Yeah, because he's making 9.5 times 8, isn't he?
Yeah.
8 or 7?
Seth Jones? I thought it was 8.
Oh, Jones,
yep,
yeah.
I thought, he signed an 8-year, $76 million deal.
Yeah, I don't know what I saw.
Yeah, and he's making 66 and a half.
For sure, unless it was a Ranger contract, I don't know. I thought for sure I saw a headline saying that.
It's probably for a Ranger.
I'm looking back at my notifications here, and I don't see it anywhere, so I don't know where I saw it.
Maybe they goofed.
Maybe it was a goof. Yeah. As a goof.
Was it on ESPN?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's your big mistake.
Most likely an error.
Yeah, in error.
I don't know.
Yeah, so he obviously gets a very good deal for the Rangers. Like I said, a stalwart, someone you want to have in the organization. Leading your power play, leading your defense as well. I really think it is a top-notch contract, and you're going to pay those guys. Look at the contracts that Quinn Hughes just got, and Cale Makar. You're going to pay those offensive defensemen. What is Hedman making? Schwimige?
There it is. Tom Petrillo said, largest deal given to a defenseman still on his entry-level contract. Thank you for that clarification.
Like Stats boy.
Still on his ELC. What did
Isn't Hedman only 8 something?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hedman's a steal right now.
I mean, obviously it's a steal as a hell. Yeah.
T-Mobile. Brought to you by
this piece of here we go. Oh no, he's not even 8. He's 7.875.
7.875. All right, because Cale Makar, he was still on the ELC, and he signed, I believe, a 6-year.
Right? He was over 8 or 9.
No, he was
8 or
he was over
8. 9.
No, he's making less. He's under 8.5.
What? Who?
Makar was under Fox.
Makar. No, I have it right here. Makar is $9 million average, 6 years, 54
9.
million.
I thought he was under.
No, he's 9.
And NHL Network is messing up too.
NHL Network is always everybody's messing up. No one cares about hockey.
Apparently not.
Yeah, I mean.
Why do I hear a phone? Anybody else hear a phone?
It's not mine. I turned mine off. I was trying to actually copy the link before, but.
I think it must be a Peruvian thing because you and Cynthia are the only ones hearing phones. Now Steve hearing the phone. He was just saying. Like I heard a phone.
Oh, man.
I'm like, my cell phone's right next to me. Actually, I'm holding it right now, so I don't know what phone is ringing.
I'm hearing like somebody's making a call, like that. Not like a ringer, but when you make a call and it makes that noise.
Yeah,
that's definitely not me. All right, so I wanted to start off with something positive.
How is that not interference?
Here
was that
we
Tom
go.
Wilson? Of course it was.
Here we go.
Yep.
I'm I'm trying not to curse.
Somebody mute this.
For those that have not watched, I wish I knew how to mute on this, by the way. But for those who have not watched the podcast before,
in the beginning of the game,
this
nothing, and now
is perfect schwim during hockey
not even
season
playoff
where
he gives you play-by-play. You don't even ask for it.
Yeah, it used to be where Steve and Schwim were in the same room, and Schwim would actually Schwim during the podcast would be off screen, and you just hear him yelling. Now you actually hear him right into the mic while we're talking. So it's going to be a very good podcast. Yeah, obviously Washington is playing Tampa right now, and Schwim is going to lose it. So it's going to be a good thing to watch.
He's arguing that there should have been a call when there was a call.
There was. Wait, I argue calls from 20 years ago. If I'm rewatching like an old game or something, I
remember seeing it.
So for those that are tuning in for the first time, welcome. This is Hockey on Tap. We are a bunch of schmucks that just shoot the shit and pretend to know a lot about hockey. And we're just
I can't say the S word.
Buddies. Yeah, we can shoot the shit, right?
All right, I can say this. All right.
It's allowed on cable television.
Yeah, that's true.
It's allowed on cable television. It's allowed on
public
this
access.
podcast.
Yeah, I would agree. So anyways, I was saying that I wanted to start with something positive because the next story is no positive at all, and it's the continued saga of the Chicago Blackhawks. And the report came out last week after we had done our show, and obviously not good at all. I read it. I know Steve, you read it. A couple other people read it, and it's just it's depressing, and it's not anything you want to read any at all at any time. And obviously John Doe turned out to be Chris Beach, former first round pick for the Chicago Blackhawks.
Kyle Beach.
Sorry, Kyle. I said Chris. Was his brother Chris? I don't know. I said that.
I don't think they were related, but there was a Chris Beach.
Maybe that's what I was. So anyways, Kyle Beach, just the whole thing with the trainer and going through, and then you see the fallout. Stan Bowman resigns. You have Quenneville resigning. Both of them were more forcibly fired. They just had the nice to say they were resigned. A lot of other people in the Chicago organization who were there at the meeting at the time were also let go of or have already been gone.
Cheveldayoff, though. Cheveldayoff is still
there.
there.
So that was one of the big things to say. Cheveldayoff, and kind of lead me in this, that he's still going to be Winnipeg Jets GM. Bettman met with him as well as Daly and I guess the ownership of the Winnipeg Jets, and they backed their man. And apparently he was not a high-ranking enough official, and I know there was some
assistant GM. How is that not high-ranking?
Apparently he wasn't high enough, and he didn't really have the power to do much about it, which I think is bogus. I think anyone in that room.
But did he know about it? I thought he said something.
He was in the GM meeting. He was in the meeting with them as they discussed the entire
situation. There's five of them that are specifically named,
McDonough,
and he's one of them.
McDonough, Isaacs, Bowman, Quenneville, and Cheveldayoff. And I just think that he also should have been given the axe and be taken out, because it's obviously he how can you just sit there and be like, yeah, these guys don't do anything, and then nothing happens, and you're just not going to talk about it. But anyways, so they laid everybody off, or forcibly resigning them. Then
nobody got fired.
Idiots like, no one got fired. They are talking about, though, John McDonough, I guess his severance package is being taken away, and them suing him, the Chicago Blackhawks, because it should have been his duty to reprimand. And I guess this is all hearsay, and this is some stuff that Elliot Friedman had talked about on 32 Thoughts. But that there's a lot of rumblings about McDonough being the one that's going to face the most scrutiny on this. And then you get the NHL, and I was going to talk about the players in a minute, but you get the NHL that comes out and says that their $2 million fine was more than enough, which is bullshit and bogus. They should be dock draft picks and a whole bunch of other things, because clearly this is something that you can't have continue to happen. You had, Theo Fleury and a couple other guys that have had instances, things like this happen to them in their careers and in their lives. And they're like, why is this happening again? We were supposed to be the people that this was the last time it was ever going to happen. And now you have something in 2010 where, another player has to fight, and, he's a hero, and he's, an unfortunate hero, but, he can speak out and hopefully bring light to a lot more things. But, Kyle Beach, just obviously not fair to him, and the organization failed him, the NHL failed him, just humanity in general failed this poor kid, and it just sucks. And like I was gonna say about the players, you have players saying the right thing, like not Cole Caulfield, I'm sorry, Alex DeBrincat, who's saying, those guys should have been gone, and it's good, and it's going to be good for their team to kind of move on. And then you have idiots like Jonathan Taves, who captained Canada. He, talks about how he loves Stammen Bowman, and he thinks he should still stay. Same thing with all the people in that organization. He's just tone deaf. And, I know he says he's sorry for Beach and all this stuff, but you're the captain of the team. And everyone says they knew it, whether it was during the playoffs or in training camp. And if you didn't see anything happen, why did you stick up for your teammate? Or something like that.
I think if he wasn't coming out, he started saying something, at least something that sounded genuine, in that he wished he could have known more and he would have done something about it. Which first of all, I think is complete BS. But
anybody
it sounds like he's
it's all in retrospect.
it sounds like he's trying to be like, this is horrible and I wish I could have done something more, like obviously showing some regret. But then like shut up about giving Bowman praise.
Yeah.
I mean, if you respect this man because he helped you throughout your career, at this point you need to keep that to yourself, because what happened was utterly heinous, and he didn't care about it. And I don't care what he did for you in your career, helped you out, with your contracts and whatever else. I don't care what he did. I mean, this trumps this.
It's not about Taves. It's about this kid, not about
exactly.
Making it.
Yeah, like we don't care what he did for your career at all. You were a superstar and he helped you out. Fine. This other kid was not, and he obviously meant nothing to the organization because of how they handled it. And it speaks a lot for his character. Like, you vouching for him helping you out doesn't give me any other interpretation of who he is as a person.
No.
But I don't know. I feel like if he wasn't coming straight out and like apologizing full of regret, he should have just kept his freaking mouth shut, in my opinion.
And there's a lot of people that are keeping their mouths shut too. I know that people like Duncan Keith have basically said that they don't want to talk. They don't think they have anything to add. But on the same token, if you talk and you say that this is what I know, this is what I believe happened, you can validate somebody else's story by just little small things like that. And I think that everybody kind of needs to kind of say what they did and didn't know, because I think that when the NHL went through and investigated and spoke with all 5 of the guys that were in the meeting, at the GM meeting, all 5 of them had different takes and different stories and on what was true and what wasn't true. So obviously people are trying to cover their ass, and they're just not they don't want to say anything.
Quenneville flat out said in his initial statement that he had no idea. And then they investigate, and he very, very much knew exactly what was happening. So now look, I mean,
you look like
keep your mouth shut, or now that this is out, the best thing you can do right now, well, obviously no one likes to admit when they're wrong, but people need to come out and start owning up to this crap. And it needs to never happen again. And who knows if it's happened since then? It's been 11 years. Maybe there's more that has happened. I hope not. This thing that happened with the Penguins, what's being investigated now with Bill Guerin,
that could be next.
And that coach is also horrendous. So we're seeing. I'm interested to see where. I mean, I don't want to say I'm interested to see where that goes, because I'm sure it's terrible, but it sounds on the surface like it's awful, and you want to believe these allegations because people don't just make these up. Obviously you have your bad eggs out there, and they're few and far between who will make up something to try and destroy somebody. But the vast, overwhelming majority of the time, these people are telling the truth, and it takes a lot of courage for them to come out and say something, because their lives could be ruined. These are powerful people in big positions that could potentially ruin their reputation, and even just getting their name out there and saying that this happened is already a blemish on their record. I mean, you Google search their name and this thing comes up. You think people want that? They don't want that.
Yep.
This kid's
Anyway,
life was ruined either way. Like even if like he spoke up back then or like his life was ruined.
Did. That's the thing, is that he said something immediately. And there's people face a lot of criticism because they're like, oh, that happened 10 years ago. Why didn't you say something then? And that's a whole other argument that I don't even want to get into at this point, and how bogus that argument is.
Well, and not only that,
against that. But he said it immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately he went and he told people, the right people, about this, and nothing happened. And he's still playing, he's still trying to have a career, So it's like what he worked for his entire life is in jeopardy by speaking up. They could bury him in irrelevance if they wanted to. And I'm sure that's scary for him as well.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to say the big issue with that is, and it shouldn't be an issue, but unfortunately it was, if people in that locker room, his own teammates knew what happened and they made fun of him.
Yeah.
And they were, people that he trusted and he cared about and loved on that team went out of their way to make fun of him and make a butt of jokes. And that's why people don't talk, because you have idiots and morons that, continually berate people for things that, shouldn't have happened. It's upsetting, it's depressing, and it's just disgusting. And those players,
nobody wants to help. Nobody wants to help. They just rather take the easy way out, either do nothing or make fun of the situation.
Make light of it.
It's
not a big deal, right? It didn't happen to me, so it's not a big deal. Get over it.
Instead of putting some effort, forth and helping somebody, it's the easy way out all the time.
It's just sad. This really is what it is. It's something that
I hope this is the last time we talk about this. I want to say I'm not that naive to think that this is going to be the last time, but I want to hope that it is, and we don't have to talk about these things anymore.
Yeah, I don't know, but we obviously, this is a big story happening in the NHL, and like I said, I think Bettman and the entire office dropped the ball. He called the organization's $2 million fine significant. Significant to who? Chicago Blackhawks owner.
If we got fined $2 million.
Yeah, if we got fined $2 million,
yes, that's significant. In that sense,
Chicago's one of the richest franchises in the league.
It's ridiculous. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke.
The other thing that
they should be like barred from the playoffs and fines and suspensions and stuff like that. So like no matter how good their season is, they cannot make the playoffs or something like that. I don't know. But
to put this in perspective, they fined the franchise 21% of one of their players' yearly salary this year. That was the fine for the entire franchise. Is 20% of one player, his salary on that roster. That player being Seth Jones.
Yeah.
And that's significant, right? Give me a break.
Yeah.
I don't. Maybe they don't know what the definition of significant is. Maybe they think it means not so much.
I don't know.
And then you had the idiot Bettman saying that they let Quenneville coach one more game and to not discipline him right away because he did not want anyone to think that he was prejudging Quenneville, who was obviously Chicago's coach when the allegations surfaced, and he's now been with Florida for a while. You can easily pull him back and just be like, you could have made some bullshit excuse. He was sick, or, we needed to do something else. You let him coach a game when you clearly knew that he was guilty.
If there's something serious like this, you can take him out. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But look at it in this. In this light. If there's a player having a hearing with the league regarding a suspension, they are suspended until the hearing. Now he scheduled this hearing with Quenneville, and he should have been suspended until the hearing, and then you decide from there. And I think the worst part about all this is that they broadcast this interview with Kyle Beach. God. And him announcing himself as the John Doe during the Florida-Boston game where Quenneville is coaching. Like, how much more of a slap in the face do you need?
Every which way that this thing was handled was not like just completely wrong.
Yeah.
And
So
also you think about it, the NHLPA and Donald Fear, I think that it was even discussed that he had spoken with a doctor that was Kyle Beach's. I can't believe I keep saying that. Kyle Beach's, doctor.
Who is Chris
I guess
Beach? Is that a player also?
psychiatrist.
yeah,
Yeah,
Chris
he
Beach
was
was involved in the Yarmer
Was
Yager
he-
trade to the
was he
Washington
on the-
Capitals.
Yes.
I was gonna say, the Penguins.
Yeah.
Speaking of Yager,
but
isn't our episode 68?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Well, we can do some Yager facts.
Look at that.
Anyways, Donald Fear was, he had spoken with them, and I think this is also on the NHLPA for not, going after and protecting one of their players and speaking with them. And there's even talks about maybe Fear's going to facing discipline or even have to be, removed from his position. And then lastly, this is Bettman's Cheveldayoff comments. He was he was a minor player in this and had no responsibility for the organization's mishandling of the situation. He was in the room, and if he knew his bosses didn't do anything to remove this guy, he should have talked to Bettman himself. So that's just ridiculous.
And I think another key factor in this is that Winnipeg, right from the get-go, said they were standing by their man. So Winnipeg isn't pulling any strings to be like, listen, you got to resign. We can't have this.
Yeah.
And obviously they're probably thinking like, we can't be involved with this because it's a tarnish to our organization name, instead of the right thing is because you've effed up, and now you should face the repercussions for it. But unfortunately, some teams, I guess, just aren't all in on this. They'll talk about how it's a horrible thing to happen, and shame the aggressor, which obviously, yes, we do. But to be culpable like Cheveldayoff and the others were, it can be just as bad.
Yeah,
not just as bad, but freaking bad.
Like what's that saying about like being silent is just as I don't know what it is, but like basically
Silence
he was
is
just
violence.
Guilty.
I don't know. It's just like he could have spoke up and said something. It doesn't matter if he was like a low level, but he's the assistant GM. I don't. That's not like nothing to but like he doesn't have a say in anything or whatever. But like just being silent is just as dangerous as denying it or lying about it.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to like, for instance, he's the assistant GM, he reports to other people, right? So if he was in favor of doing something and the higher ups were like, no, F off, I don't know what else he could have done besides, I don't know, making it public, I guess. I'm sure there are better steps he could have taken, even if, he at that time maybe he did want to address the situation, but just kind of fell in line at the end. I still think that's bad enough.
Because he's looking out for himself also. He doesn't want to like, oh, if I start ratting out people or
He's only an assistant GM.
Yeah, he wants to obviously move up and be where he is today, be a GM of a team, and doesn't want to ruffle the feathers or whatever, and report it to the league and whatnot for fear of him being fired from his position or
Tommy,
not being able to get enough. Like it's
Tommy actually brought up that
he was sometimes,
he was the GM of Rockford when everything went down with Akeem Alou, also Cheveldayoff. So his record is already not clean. So I'm not giving him the benefit of the doubt here.
Also, Tom, with the Devils were fined $3 million for cap circumvention. So something that involves cap and significant penalties for the Kovalchuk issue.
And they lost picks, right? They took picks from them.
I think they lost picks too. Yeah, and this is a personnel this is human piece, and you just totally just blitzed it. So just quickly for Florida, Andrew Burnett is now the interim head coach. He's played for 20 years, right, in the NHL. He's a very capable head coach, and I think they'll do well with him. Bill Zito is very confident.
They got a good team, so he's in a good situation.
Yeah. All right, so
coaching-wise.
Steve, now on is I don't hate to do all the depressing stuff in one time, but this was Bill Daly on Bill Guerin and the incident with the Pittsburgh Penguins. Based on what we know and the facts that have been investigated multiple times already, this is not a Chicago situation. There's no indication that Bill Guerin or any other member of the Pittsburgh Penguins organization at any time neglected his reporting duties or failed to follow up appropriately on reported concerns. I am completely confident that when all is said and done, the U.S. Center for Safe Sport will conclude the same. I hope that's the case because, like we said, what happened and the stories you hear about that is, it's not something you want to, push under the rug, right? It's stuff you need to talk about, and
Yeah.
I mean, tough.
I don't know about because a lot of it has to do with the firing of the coach too, and if it was retaliation for that. I don't know if the story and the situation is terrible, and eventually I guess when things started to fall in line, that coach was fired. But there's just a lot of weird things that happened during it. Obviously, none of us know what happened. None of us are there, but the allegations are pretty awful, and Donatelli as a human being is repugnant, to say the least. So I hope he gets what is due.
7 Sharks are now in the COVID protocol. You have Caliano, you have Jonathan Dolan, Eric Carlson, Matt Nieto, Mark-Edward Vlasic, also Bob Bugner, and AHL forward Noah Gregor, also in COVID protocol. Brandon Saad just came out of the protocol. I think I just saw that the Penguins put Peterson
Ruedel just entered. Letang just came out. And Carter had come out on Friday.
Yeah.
It's a revolving door.
It is. After their 7th straight loss in 9 games, the Montreal Canadiens had a team meeting. Marc Bergevin also addressed the team. He's very much on the hot seat. So is their coach. This team has fallen pretty quickly once. And I see him. Once Price went out and losing Weber and just the manpower that they've lost, this team has gone down fast. I think Cole Caulfield was even put in the AHL.
He was.
So this team is is hurting right now. The Canadiens not looking very good.
Losing Weber.
There were rumors.
Hurt.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Them significantly.
Absolutely. In Chicago, quickly, and this is kind of good news. Obviously, it's on the back of bad news, but Eddie Olczyk is actually the front runner for the GM job in Chicago. Obviously, Kevin Weeks is another GM candidate, but they're putting the list of GMs together, and from what I've heard is they want to have one GM. They're going to do a co-GM, or they want to do co-GMs. One GM will be the face of the franchise, and the other GM will be in the background and just doing all the hockey ops jobs. But someone like Eddie Olczyk could be the face of the franchise, make this team turn this thing around in a different direction. And then you could have someone like, and they even talked about Jeff Gordon from the Rangers. He could be an option where he just does the hockey ops. He kind of had that role with the Rangers last year when John Davidson was the face and he was really the guy behind, making all the moves. So I could see that happening, and that's not a bad idea. The Oilers looking to upgrade a net. Who would have thought that could ever be the case?
They're going to do that now? Doing? Oh, okay.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. Are they trying to eat? Yeah, he's trying to open the Lay's pop chips.
Now, what flavor are they? Are they cat
MF?
So two guys in the rumor mill right now are Marc-Andre Fleury and John Gibson for the Edmonton Net, and they're talking that if need be, someone like Kailer Yamamoto, a prospect, or Jesse Puljujarvi could be the guys that go the other way. They're not going to trade Evan Bouchard. I
can't imagine Fleury would agree to relocating on. I can't imagine.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
does he have
no trade?
I don't know that. I don't know how. I don't remember what it is. Right, I think he has a list that he can give for teams not to go to. But I would assume that out of respect, Chicago would talk to him about it.
Yeah. But Yamamoto or Puljujarvi would be top guys. Josh Manson also rumored. We talked about him last week. Chicago might be sellers now. I mean, I know they haven't been very good. If I look at the records real fast.
He's got a 10-team no trade list.
Yeah.
10 team.
Yep.
I didn't look at the standings before I got on. All right, so quickly, in first in the Atlantic at 8-0-1 are the Panthers. Sabres number 2 at 5-2-1 in the Metro. It is the Canes at 8-0-0 at 16 points. Then the Caps and the Rangers tied for 13. Finally, the Metropolitan Division leader is not the Rangers. The Blues 6-1-0. Jets 4-2-2, and then lastly Pacific, the Flames leading that division 6-1-1, Oilers 6-1-0, and then I was talking about the Chicago Blackhawks, who are in
winless,
actually tied for last. They're winless 0-7-2. They have 2 points on the season through 9 games. That is them, and the Coyotes are the only winless team. Is that true?
Yeah, I don't think the
that's
Coyotes
true.
have won, right?
Yeah, Coyotes are apparently, according to Google, are 0-8-1.
They're quite bad.
Yeah, that's
quite bad.
Pretty awful. They almost won the other night.
Almost. Yeah. NHL Trade Rumors. I did see Eichel and the Golden Knights were pretty hot and heavy on talks, and then it kind of stalled a little bit. They are still the favorite for Eichel, and they said it could even just be a quick phone call that gets us through. So the Golden Knights could be adding a top center. Yeah, I mean, I wonder what they're going to have to pay, considering that.
Or if he'd even play this season, if they do trade for
him. The Ducks did pull Jakob Silverberg from the lineup, and they believe he will be traded sometime soon.
That was quick.
They were talking about him being one of the pieces that possibly goes back in the Eichel trade with Buffalo, and that him and a couple of prospects. So, who knows if maybe they're trying to pony up for Eichel now, the Ducks. You guys got anything else you want to talk about quickly?
No, let's wrap it up early and go to bed. Good night, guys.
Oh yeah. How's your team doing, by the way?
2-1.
2-1.
Yeah, Tampa's up 2-1.
Scores. Blackhawks, obviously, we talked about the GM. Yamamoto's production obviously down, and they are still looking to trade him. Tarasenko, while very hot, he still wants to trade him. They're talking about him having to wait. Couple other quick notes that I saw. Darren Dreger saying that there's a sense of urgency now more than ever for Kevin Adams to commit to trade talks, especially from the whole thing last week about Elliot Friedman saying that he's going to get. They gave him basically a 2-week, 2-week span before he was to put in a official grievance. What's else? What else we got here?
Yep.
And we can do some
something new to knock over.
Other things.
Did you see that your boy?
Morgan Riley. Forgot he
Philip Lindbergh was named AHL Goaltender of the Month.
Yeah. Philip Lindbergh.
Well, I'll be.
Morgan Riley got that $60 million deal. Good for him, obviously, but I think it might be a little rich.
I saw.
Mackenzie.
What was it? I saw. Oh God, I have to read this tweet. I'm sorry. Hold on. Hold your thought.
Let's see it.
Is it about the Maple Leafs?
It's about. It's about Morgan Riley.
Quickly, apparently Mackenzie Blackwood wants a shot at Team Canada.
That's nice.
He said now that he's vaccinated, he thinks he deserves to see if he can play.
Eventually.
I didn't remember seeing that save. That was shorthanded. And that was a power play save. Good Lord.
Yeah, power play.
He makes a ridiculous glove save.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
All right, quickly, I will go to my Stars of the Week while Steve's looking for what he's looking for.
I don't know where the heck it went.
I had Jacob Markstrom as the first star. He
I got
stopped
it.
93.
Oh
of
my
94.
goodness, that was close.
Go ahead.
It says, by taking a discount to stay in Toronto, Morgan Riley has shown he doesn't care about money or winning. It's a rare combination in an athlete, and I respect it.
I think that's pretty good. Jacob Markstrom, first star of the week, 3-0-0, a .33 goals against average, 989 save percentage.
Thanks for the help, Tommy. I found it, though.
2 shutouts. Flames went 3-0 that during that time frame. Like I said, 93 of 94 shots. Earned consecutive shutouts for the first time in his NHL career. Obviously, Team Sweden, he might even be the starter when it comes to the Olympics. Second star, Drake Batherson. He had 3 goals, 3 assists in 2 outings, including a 4-point performance against against the Washington Capitals. My headphones ringing for some reason. And then third star, Schwimm's boy. Yeah, I got a little ring. Third star, Schwimm's boy, Alex Killorn, 4 goals, 2 assists, 6 points in 3 games.
Yeah.
It's not just top
Scored
guys.
tonight.
I mean, we got 3 guys. Yeah.
Got another one tonight. Yep.
Three guys on this list that are not big names. He had his 12th career 3-point performance and 28th career game-winning goal in the blitzkrieg of the Coyotes, and he leads the Lightning with 6 goals and ranks second on the team with 9 points through 8 games. So good job to Mr. Alex.
Now he's got
Killorn.
7 and 10.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. Lastly, Scheifele also returned from COVID protocol. Baguette suspended 2 games for his boarding.
Saw that.
Cedric Paquette. Hockey Fights Cancer. The face for this year is Dominic Moore. Obviously, I love Dominic Moore. He was a really great fourth line grinder. Battled cancer, and then also the whole deal with his wife passing from cancer.
Mm-hmm.
I watched. I think it was almost like a 30 for 30 on that, and his whole the whole idea that he had with his wife, and now he celebrates her, and he's obviously remarried and has kids, but. Definitely something to watch. Make you brings a little tears to the eye. Vasilevsky that glove save on Wilson was very nice, by the way.
You saw it, right? It's ridiculous. Yeah. I'm glad it was on.
It's pretty crazy. So just quickly, I'll go to some stats. We had leading Connor McDavid, 16 points still in 7 games. Ovi up there, 9 goals in 8 games for Ovechkin. Pretty crazy. He's on a torrid pace. Kyle Connor, 14 points, also up there. I love Kyle Connor. He's
what was that stat, Schwim, about Ovechkin? They had like 9. I was listening to the broadcast here, and they had 9. This is an estimate, but they had 9 minutes and 38 seconds or something like that. No, I'm sorry. They had 10 minutes. 10 minutes of power play time the other day. Washington did.
Wow.
And Ovechkin played 9 minutes and 38 seconds of those 10 minutes.
Jesus. That's awesome.
Jesus.
Kopitar still doing well off of last year. I figured he would take a step back, but 13. Stammer, 5 goals, 7 assists.
He left for a second.
I did?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, geez. I would say Stammer right there with 12 points. And then, so good stuff
stay
there.
Healthy. That's it.
You got to stay healthy.
Hedman's got another assist tonight, so he's at 9 points.
Nice.
For defense.
Ryan Getzlaf passes Timo Solane to become the Anaheim Ducks all-time points leader. He has 989 points in 1,111 games, all with the Ducks. They actually had him mic'd up during the play, and it was pretty cool.
And his entire team came off the bench and celebrated with him when he got that point.
They're really happy. Yep. Obviously, Timu, legend, Hall of Famer, and I don't know that Getzlaf is a Hall of Famer, but really good player, really cool career. One of the quieter captains, and just really led that team, especially when the Cup run, him and Jaguar, as well as his buddy Corey Perry.
Who sucks now.
Yeah, who sucks? Yeah.
He's got 0 points.
Schwim gets him.
Tim and Ovechkin entered the league at the same exact time. Perry was drafted. He was drafted 1 year earlier, but they entered the league at the exact same time. It's strange to think of like the pace that how great of a scorer Corey Perry was, and then you
Perry
look
was
at like
03.
Ovechkin. He just
Corey Perry.
drafted
was
in, but
03,
he was
then Ovechkin
drafted
was
the year
04.
before Ovechkin, but they entered the league in the same year. So they both started in the same season in 04, 05, or whatever that was. Or
the
well,
lockout.
they skipped a year because of the lockout.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just crazy to see how how Ovechkin is still just steamrolling through the league and how much Corey Perry has regressed. Just kind of a strange little comparison. They entered the league at the same time, both tremendous scorers in their own right, and just one is capable of keeping it up.
Yep.
The other is not.
All right. Would you like to do the Jaromir Jagr 68 amazing facts?
Oh my God!
You're gonna list 68 facts?
I put together 68. I can go to the good ones if you want.
We got 10 minutes.
I think you can list like 6.
All right, so I'll do some good ones. He's one of 27 members of the Triple Gold Club, which is Stanley Cup, Olympic gold medal, and the IHF World Championship. He played
Sidney
more
Crosby also
playoff
has
games. Yep, he's played more playoff games than 11 NHL franchises. Those franchises being the Ducks, Senators, Hurricanes, Coyotes, Lightning, Predators, Wild, Panthers, Blue Jackets, and Jets.
It's crazy the Lightning still, because they've had a couple significant runs.
Jagr had 208 Stanley Cup playoff games. 208.
Damn.
He's recorded more points after turning 40 than anyone. He has 283.
Pittsburgh made the playoffs, I think, every single season of his career in Pittsburgh. And then he left, and they just went right off a cliff.
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure he started going. I think Washington made it to the playoffs when he went to them, and then
Rangers
continued with the Rangers, I believe.
Yeah, one time. Then they lost in that stupid Ole Jokinen
Boston
shootout. Ugh.
Dallas and Florida, and then not Tampa.
He passed Howe's 268 points in March of 2017. So, like I said, 283 points in 412 games. He's the oldest player to score a hat trick in NHL history. He still does 1,000 squats every single day since age 7. That is ridiculous.
Somebody do the math on that quick.
Well, because he hasn't increased his number of squats. Like you think he would go up from 7 to 27.
As of 2018, the guy did the math. He had done roughly 14 million squats. Fuckers.
I don't think I've done 14 million of anything.
No, maybe eating.
This guy's like 14 million squats.
Have I taken 14 million steps in my life?
Who knows?
Probably not.
He posted 15 straight 30-goal seasons. Just absolutely consistent. Ridiculous. This was funny. He had 10 assists and a goal against a German league team in the 1994 lockout. It was such a good performance that the league decided to include him in its 94-95 trading card set. Oh, man. But yeah, he apparently he scored the goal and he felt so bad that he just wanted to assist the entire rest of the time, so he had 10 assists. Oh, man. That is crazy. He finished 7th in NHL MVP voting at age 43. Obviously, he skipped so many seasons going back to Russia, and he'd be way more in the NHL milestones. Sorry, I'm still going through, just trying to get the good ones. He's been teammates with 13 Hockey Hall of Famers: Recchi, Paul Coffey, Lemieux, Trottier, Murphy, Ron Francis, Joe Mullen, Adam Oates, Mark Messier, Brian Leach, Eric Lindros, Brendan Shanahan, and Chris Pronger. It also doesn't include Martin Brodeur. It would be Martin Brodeur as well. And it does not include yet Luongo or Lundqvist, who most likely will be Hall of Famers. His oldest teammate was Brian Trottier, whom he played with on the Pittsburgh Penguins. His youngest ever was Matthew Tkachuk. The difference between those two players is 41 years, 4 months, and 24 days.
Why don't I remember him on Calgary?
Is that one of his one and dones? And
he was there.
Did he get traded mid-year? He was there. He signed with them, and then he got traded at the deadline or something.
Yeah.
I read that
Yeah, I don't know if he went to Boston there. I read
Either that one or Florida. I don't remember.
I read that the only reason he still plays in the Czech league and for the team that he owns is because if he doesn't play, the advertising and basically his team would almost have to fold because they wouldn't have any attendance because he's the only draw.
Yeah.
That's sad.
He interviewed that.
Yeah.
Ow.
Jágr has played in 62 different venues during his NHL career. 62 different stadiums during his NHL career. He's the only active player during the 2017-18 season to play in the Boston Garden or the Montreal Forum. He played for 22 different head coaches. Oh man, 22 different head coaches. He's got a lot in the Hall of Fame. Obviously drafted in 90 and was the final player left from that class. No players from 91, 92, 93, 94, 95 had played a game in the season up until he was the last person there. So he was drafted in 90 and no one 5 years after that was still in the NHL as he was playing. I'm just trying to find any other really good ones. Sorry, I'm dawdling here.
Still interested to know if and when Pittsburgh retires his number.
I mean they should, right? How does he not?
They should.
What are they waiting for?
Yes, they should, but he left on bad terms, and then he was supposed to come back. And if that wasn't the biggest slap in the face, I don't know what is. When he was coming back from the KHL and said he wanted to sign with Pittsburgh because he loved Mario, and Mario did so much for him in his career, and he would play for league minimum. And we're literally sitting there by the TV set waiting for them to announce that Pittsburgh signed Jaromir Jágr. And then you hear Jaromir Jágr signs with the Philadelphia Flyers.
That's bad. Yeah. Yeah. The letters in Jaromir can be rearranged to spell Mario Jr.
Yep.
He obviously had his own peanut butter. Yep. He had his own peanut butter.
Yeah, he sure did.
He owns the hockey club. Yeah, I'm grasping at straws right now. If he plays until 60 and keeps his average of 85 points per season, he could pass Wayne Gretzky for all-time points, including the ones he scored in juniors and all his other stats. He had the legendary glove box full of speeding tickets, which we went over that story one time before. That was very funny. He lost the 2000 Hart Trophy. Yeah. He lost the 2000 Hart Trophy by one vote to Chris Pronger. All right, pretty good. All right, so Jaromir Jágr. Can you guys name the 9 teams that he's played on in order?
Penguins, order, no. Capitals. I'm going to try. Penguins, Capitals, Rangers,
yep.
Flyers.
Then he went to Russia, and he came back.
Then he went to Russia.
Flyers, yep.
Does Russia count?
No, I'm not counting that. NHL teams.
So Flyers. Stars?
Stars, good.
Okay.
Now, here is where he made a trip to a team you've already spoken about. No, Boston Bruins.
Boston, okay. Boston,
yep.
And then Calgary?
No.
Calgary he ended in Calgary, didn't he?
Played for. Yes.
I already said Dallas.
He went from Boston to another local team.
The Devils.
Devils.
Can
you name the 8th team that he was on? What's the last team that he played for?
Florida.
Not the last team in Florida. Yep, is 8, and then
Calgary
was Calgary Flames.
Okay.
Yep.
Damn.
I mean, close. Just ridiculous career.
Hasn't Mike Sillinger played for like 16 different teams, or played for 16 or 15?
He has the record.
He's got some
record. I know that.
Not even close.
It was double digits. I know that much.
His NHL total is 1,700 games, 1,733, 766 goals, 1,155 assists, 1,921 points. He had 1,100 penalty minutes, the 208 playoff games, 201 points in the playoffs, and another 163 penalty minutes. Oh man, just crazy. I mean, the guy's an absolute legend. So good for him. Anything else you boys want to chat about before we head out?
I wish Yager would retire a Penguin, but that's just a fantasy.
I wish he would have came back. I'm still like, I always think, even to this day, like, what could have been? Like, all of his numbers and
if he never left.
Stanley Cup. Yeah.
I mean, here, let me just pull that up real fast before we head out. If he had stayed, and I'm just going to actually count his points for what?
No, sorry, I'm watching the game. The third period just started.
Oh. All right, so he left in not his prime, but he was still a very good player. He almost won the MVP with the Rangers, 2 years before. All right, so he leaves. He played for the Rangers in 2003, 2004. He played for the Rangers in 03-04 in 31 games, had 29 points. Then he leaves for Russia for that 1 year during the stoppage for
Lockout.
the NHL because they're a bunch of dickheads. Yep. He scores 28 points in 17 check games, and he scores 38 points in 32 games. So that's another 72 points. Then
you're talking the other league, though.
Yeah, no, I know, but I'm just saying these are games that he's missed. He scored 123 points in 82 games for the Rangers the next year, so he probably would have been a point per play in player, right? So then 07-08 is the last Rangers year. He has 71 points in 82 games. He then goes back to Russia for 3 years. He has 150 points in 150 games. I mean, then he plays.
Maybe he has
Philly.
half that in the NHL.
Yeah,
maybe he's got. I'd probably put up like 50, 60 points every year in the league for those years.
Yeah, easily. You'd add another 200 points onto his thing. He'd be at 2,000 points.
And depending on who he's playing with, right? Also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe he wins a cup here or there. Who knows?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like even now, Yager now would probably be at least as effective as Joe Thornton.
I guarantee Yager would have more points than Corey Perry right now.
or Corey Perry, yeah.
He could.
If he were on Tampa. I still want my Yager Bombs t-shirt from Shorts Guy. I need him to somehow come to Tampa. Sign him when he's 60.
He didn't play, so you can't have him. That's the way I see it.
This is B. S.
That's quite loud.
Mr. Wu, I have unfortunately lost. Wow, I got booted out of the thing. Did you see me leave for a little bit there, actually?
No, you just stopped for a second.
So you paused.
Well, that's great.
Picking Melvin's mats.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, boy.
All right, I'm getting in. All right, let's see if I can do this right. All right, boys, let's do some beer rating and we'll head out.
Cue it up.
My pseudo-stew. My pseudo-stew is a 4. Always a 4.
Yep. Go ahead, Schwim.
This was delicious. Thank you, Shorts Guy. I'll give it a 4 as well.
Very nice.
Sticky bun.
My non-vegan beer, Velvet Rush by Founders, I'll give it a 4 as well, even though it's way too much coffee.
It didn't. It was a good try.
Schwim.
Neither did you.
Yeah, but I didn't know about Vegan Day.
Happy World Vegan Day.
Happy World Vegan Day.